Hello and welcome to Red Gaming Tech. My name is Amata. Today is the 5th of January and I'm here to give you your daily dose of your latest gaming news. This time I have some news for you on the PS4, as users seem to be suffering from some issues with the Blu-ray drive and playback on certain films with the particular console. Now, Twitter is pretty much full of people complaining about varying issues, from black screens to hanging and various other things. And it seems like this is at least a fairly common problem, or at least more common than you would think. Now, the first user on our list is Marcus Wong, who stated that, quote, "After playing around with my PS4 for over a month, the only issue I've had with it is hanging when loading up some Blu-ray movies." And Eric Povich also tweeted about the Blu-ray playback, but also commented that the same discs were just fine on the PS3, and he asked, "Will the Blu-ray player in PS4 get a patch soon? I'm having terrible playback on certain titles. The same discs play perfectly in the PS3." And then Devontae Davis stated that he, quote, "managed to get a PS4 that initially had Blu-ray movie problems and a defective system." And Eric Jensen seemed to be having problems with a specific film. And he said, quote, "Has anyone out there tried playing Despicable Me 2 Blu-ray on PS4? Can't get the movie to play." And Kevin Artiga had a similar problem, except with the Fast and Furious 6, and is actually seeing nothing but a black screen where the film should be. And he said, "My Fast and Furious 6 Blu-ray is not reading on PS4, and the disc is new. All I see is black screen." Now, as I said previously, Twitter is pretty full with users complaining about varying issues with the Blu-ray drive, and it could entirely be possible that these are part of the defective consoles, which were fairly few in number, that Sony has stated they are working to be fixed. Of course, we haven't heard much about the consoles since the initial launch period. Of course, Sony did say that they would be issuing new consoles to those that were affected, and as far as I'm aware has done so. As of course availability has made this a bit of a longer process than it should have been, of course, but they have, as far as I know, please do correct me if I'm wrong, done as they said they had done, and I haven't heard any more rumbling before now rather, about any more issues with the PS4, so it could entirely be possible that this is just another slight problem with any defective PS4s, that the Blu-ray drive could be, well, a little bit dodgy to say the least. Now, as I've said many times, it is perfectly normal for consoles to have problems in the launch period. Both the next-gen consoles have had their own share of problems, but I would be curious to know if anyone has had similar issues with the Xbox One, or if it's just an issue with the PS4 Blu-ray drive only, so it could be something to do with the drive that they used, or just these few unlucky users have unfortunately gotten a slight dud. Now, this does seem to be a small amount of users in comparison to the amount of people who are having no problems at all. It is very easy to lose sight when you see, literally so many tweets stating the same or similar issues, but you have to remember that the people who are not having any problems won't be filling Twitter with complaints. They will just be happily using their console, so the amount of people affected is probably fairly small, but big enough to be a concern is what I would say. So hopefully Sony will issue a patch soon, as it does seem to be a general consensus that things need to be sped up just a tiny smidge, and of course the people suffering from the Blu-ray issues would certainly appreciate a speed boost, as well as perhaps a fix for the hanging and playback issues for certain films. Anyway, that is me done for this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.